Any idea what this is for? It's a box, as you can see, about 2 foot long, and there's a hole in one end of it, and if I open it up, you can see clearly that at the other end there's an equal sized hole. And in the centre there's a little blue tray containing what looks like sand or clay. Now my first thought when I was shown this was that this was a nesting box for a mallard perhaps, but then I couldn't really imagine a duck clambering up there and getting in that hole. But there is one animal, I'm reliably informed, that is so inquisitive it simply could not pass by the opportunity to investigate a hole like this at either end. It is in fact a mink trap. OK, it's not actually a mink trap yet. It's more a mink detector, because the mink will leave telltale prints if he visits this box. And that's when he might have a close encounter with the members of the Trad Gun Club, who operate out of this house along the shore. Like a lot of gun clubs I've come across, these guys are much more interested in conservation than they are in shooting. And around here, there's a lot to conserve. And they're not just interested in the welfare of the waterfowl, it's all the other bird life that's attracted here by the water and the woodland. Adrian McElhone here is patiently trying to let me help him with a housing development.
Just sits on.
Just sits on? Surely you have to keep it, you don't have to nail it down or
We'll
nothing?
put a wee screw in here just to keep it closed.
Okay. Does that do the job, no?
It might.
Seriously?
Yeah.
You don't want it a wee bit tighter than that, no?
That'll keep the lid closed.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So this box here, Adrian, what would that be for? Quite a small bird, a blue tit, I suppose?
That'll be a blue tit.
Very
You don't
good.
want to make the hole too big, or you get starlings or house sparrows, or
That seems very small, man.
yeah, 28 mil, but they'll just squeeze through that, no
Right.
problem.
They'll get in there, no problem at all. Okay. But I see you have other sized boxes here as well, moving along.
Well, yes.
So so these are these for? Well, that's a much bigger, taller one.
That one is for a tree sparrow.
A tree sparrow.
Much longer, as you say, because the tree sparrow builds a large, untidy nest.
I see.
Mostly of straw and string or whatever you can
Yeah,
find.
yeah.
Loch Ney, you find them around the edge of Loch Ney, tree sparrows.
I see.
They're absent in the rest of Ireland.
I didn't realise that was the only place in the country that you could still get tree sparrows. So that's for them, right? And as you say, it's nearly twice the size of the blue tits. This one here is...
Well, that's not for a...
That's not for a bird at all, is
bird
it?
at all, that's for a bumblebee.
That's for a bumblebee?
Yeah.
All right. That's very good. So that's not much could get in there, that's for sure.
Even the blue tit won't get in there.
So bumblebees like these nest boxes as well?
Well, they need to find a small hole like a mouse.
Yes.
One of the mice is made, and they're quite difficult to find. So
Okay, because they're important.
Like a lot of other wildlife, they're under
Yeah.
threat at the moment.
Yeah.
And, well, we try to do what we can.
And it's important as well because they are responsible for pollination of an awful lot of plants.
No bees, no pollination.
That's it. Right. So, okay. So, what have we got so far? Tree sparrows, blue tits, bees,
Robin.
a robin.
That's what we know is an open-fronted box.
Okay. So a robin's a much more kind of here's
Yeah.
my house. I don't care who knows.
You just
it's
go in
kind
and
of an
build a wee
animal.
nest in there. You'll
Right.
have a spotted flycatcher, a donnock.
Spotted flycatcher, a donnock as well. Okay.
There's a bat box.
There's no way of getting in there.
There is.
Oh, I see. A bat box.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
So we
So what kind of bats would you get around?
mostly pepperstilts here.
Yeah.
You put this on a building or a tree with plenty of access.
Yes. But I would have thought you could do with bigger ones as well from the bats. You would get quite a number of bats.
You get a number of bats in there. You could easily get 30 bats into that box.
I
That's no
see.
problem.
Right. So you're building up a right wee menagerie here with blue tits and tree sparrows and bats, robins, spotted flycatcher, bumblebees. Can we go any better? Now,
Yes.
don't tell me what this is. This is a Swiss bird, obviously, because it's done like a wee Swiss chalet. What is it?
This one's for swifts.
Swifts.
Yeah. Swifts, unlike house martins and swallows, don't actually build a nest.
They don't build a nest at
No.
all. They rely entirely on what? On trees.
The old buildings, they can
Old
find a small hole to scurry into
Right.
under the eaves.
Under the eaves, right?
Anywhere.
That's what I would expect.
But the thing to remember is when a young swift leaves the nest, it normally doesn't land for 3 years.
3 years?
So it spends its time in the air
Right.
all the time.
3 years in the air without landing? My goodness.
Most of the boxes you've seen so far are fairly conventional, in that they're based on what long years of observation have suggested to be the best design for each bird's needs. But the more adventurous architects among the Trad Gun Club are pushing the boundaries. The bird equivalent of high-rise apartments, if you like, in every sense. The Swifts haven't arrived yet, but they'll have plenty of neighbours when they do. Adrian also showed me a design for a mallard home that's intended to cheat the mink.
Well, this goes out in the reed beds, about 4 feet above water level.
Above the water level?
Yeah.
All right.
The idea is to keep them away from foxes or feral mink.
Would mink not be able to negotiate their way up to that, do you
Well,
think?
we normally put a wee piece of plastic piping to keep them from
So ducks
scurrying
can
up.
fly in, but other predators can't
Don't
get
get
at
in.
Very good.
But we have to look at this one again because we have a problem with it. Some of the birds, when they were sitting on their eggs, they tend to pick at the straw.
They pick the straw.
Pulled it all out,
Yeah.
and some of them was nothing left but netting wire.
Yeah, they weren't eating the straw,
No, they
were
were just fidgeting.
fidgeting. But they're sitting in a nest, though, they have nothing else to do.
Nothing else to do,
except
only
pull straw out. It's
destroy the box.
understandable. Destroy the box, yeah.
We get a lot of moorhens, coots use these.
Oh, it's not just for mallards.
Not
no,
just the mallards,
Oh,
no.
you can see.
They'll use them
That'd be a very attractive residence if you're a bird looking for a place to stay.
And it's very safe compared with nesting on the ground or
Absolutely, yeah. I could understand why you would immediately say, right, let's have a nest box for mallard, because mallard will be one of the game birds that you would be actually shooting when the season comes in. But all these other birds, you know, all the wee woodland birds, and then the swifts and the bats and the bumblebees, I mean, obviously they have nothing to do with being at the end of a rifle barrel.
No,
or
no,
anything like that.
there's
So
nobody
that's-
ever going to shoot them.
No, absolutely. So, but it means in how it does expand into that. Is it just because it's a love of nature in the first place?
It is, and we do our best to encourage members who are interested in conservation, because we do all kinds of things here. We do a clean up on the shore here.
Right.
We do about a mile of shore every year. We clean all the rubbish off it, all the plastic cartons and the rubbish that's washed in.
I see.
And we manage to fill 2 skips every year.